Rundown today is, what did we say it is? May 10th?
11th.
11th, May 11th. It is brought to you by the Dave Portnoy Show, which tomorrow we have the Pirate King, Simon. Finally, we hear again from him.
Big Cat, I got a question for you, though.
What's up?
I got this thing here today from Comcast. Notice of action under the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. Pirates 2 Stagnatus Revenge XXX. They're saying it's like a DVD. They're saying we ripped the DVD. Simon down there told me it was you. That's why I asked you.
What the fuck is Simon saying it's me for?
I was reading the letter, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And he piped up. He's like, pirates? I was like, yeah. He knew exactly what it fucking was. He's like, oh, that's a porn.
I saw the blog.
Sure he did, son.
What blog?
What's up?
Simon, you realize like how disrespectful you were to your boy Big Cat right here?
Yeah, a little bit. I feel pretty bad now.
Simon, you're just like sitting on my shit. Like, first of all, no one fucking invited you up here, Simon. You just come in, have a fucking seat.
It wasn't me. I've never done that.
Okay.
I've never pirated anything, especially pirate porn. I have no fetish for pirates. If I did something, like, I could fess up for it and do it. Like, if I did at this point, I tell you, like, I really didn't do it. I've been dating the same girl for 1 year and 8 months. Like, I don't really.
What does that have to do with
Like, I don't watch porn that much. But I'm not lying.
Did you do it, Simon?
Simon, come on.
You did it.
Did you?
You fucking did it.
You did it.
You did it.
I'm not saying that, no.
Yeah, you are.
Wait,
You did it. Say you did it.
Listen, the
He
thing
did
is,
it.
It's actually
He fucking did it. Simon fucking did it.
Okay, I download the pirate porn.
You're a porn guy. It doesn't matter what, like, you're the most obvious porn guy of all time. Like, you look in the mirror and you might as well have porn stamped on your forehead. Like, you're, when I went to the porn awards, there were 1 million of you walking around. There was this convention of Simons. So for you to sit there and be like, I don't watch porn, everyone there knew you were lying. I knew you were lying. I'd say it was pretty wild. I'd say Simon lived up to exactly what I thought Simon would be, which is you can't get a read on that guy for the life of you. So that show's coming out tomorrow. Today is Rundown. Start with playoff action. I actually asked you, should we talk about this? We have NHL, obviously. The Caps are gone. We had Nate at Night last night, which was another bizarro experience. And then we have
what happened on it?
It was just, Nate fascinates me. I mean, he just is a fascinating guy to me. He talks so slow. He didn't want to do it. He's like, you forced me into doing it. I mean, there were like 2,000, 3,000 people on Nate at Night, and he was saying nothing. He was just, had this overgrown beard and like, it looked like a construction sweatshirt, his hood on, just saying he didn't want to be there for Nate at Night. It was very much kind of what I'd expect from Nate at Night, except not even knowing what's happening.
Probably gonna go do some vlogs for tomorrow now. You know, get ahead of the game. Later, Gators.
It was terrible, yet mildly to weirdly intriguing. And then, obviously, we had NBA basketball. For me, I do watch both. I flip back and forth. I thought the Spurs... that no call to me, it was bananas.
But that was also, so I totally agree. Kawhi was clearly trying to foul. I don't know what the ref was doing.
He like wrapped him up.
Right.
Yeah.
But then LaMarcus Aldridge kind of stopped playing.
I think probably everyone in the world thought that.
I understand, but it's the playoffs. Like, you got to be locked in. If Russell Westbrook's going to the hoop there, you either have to foul him hard enough that he doesn't score, or you just got to let him score. He did the worst possible situation where he almost didn't even touch him, so it was probably a bad foul call, but he did enough where the refs can blow the whistle and he can score.
Yeah, I agree that Aldridge screwed up, but that to me was kind of a spur-of-the-moment instinctual play he got caught in the middle of. The ref, I mean, I said this in my blog, it's one thing to miss a call in the course of a game when you don't know what's... In that situation, you know they're trying to foul.
Right.
He fouled. You have to call. Like, it's just such
such a inexcusable call not to make. Oklahoma probably wins, but it's certainly still in doubt. If it's just a really inexcusable mistake on my part. And by the way, flipping back the NHL, that guy who scored, he's a big stoolie. I met him in Nantucket, huge stoolie, Nick Bonino. So that's good. I always root for stoolie. I like that he kicked Nate's heart out.
The Capitals are, I mean, how could every single year? It's unbelievable. It's. I don't know if you saw that picture going around. Most conference finals like per city, and Washington hasn't been to a conference final like in the last 15 years in any sport. Not even win a championship. I'm talking conference finals.
Anytime I've talked about how miserable my sports life is, and then Cleveland fans chime in, and we kind of argue back and forth about who has it worse, DC is always in the background chirping. And I'm like, yeah, I know your city sucks, but it's not that bad. When I saw that chart, I mean, they're dead last. Toronto has more than them, not even a conference final appearance. They got to be in the running for worst sports city in the world.
You know what it is? The Redskins, and I know it was a long time ago, but the Redskins had like sustained success. So Super Bowls dwarf, I think, how everybody thinks about everything. And what, they have 4 Super Bowls?
I don't think it's that. I think it's that maybe this is way wrong. I'm sure Washington Stoolies will come out of the woodwork on me on here, but it feels like they don't support the Wizards, Nationals, and Caps like that much. The Redskins are like, it's a premier franchise. It's obviously a big football town, but I feel like every time I turn on those games, there are not many fans there. The fans that are there's like a rabid core, but I'm talking about in terms of the entire city getting behind it. It doesn't always feel like that.
And then, I mean, the Nationals are like that new team still.
Right,
half of them are Orioles fans. Nobody knows what's going on there. The Ravens have always kind of dominated that the past however long. And then the Wizards are like, I don't know. The Wizards are wallpaper. Nobody gives a fuck about the Wizards.
I think the Capitals have fans.
It reminds me of the Kings in LA. When we went out to LA for a game, the Kings fans that were at the game and like around were diehard. They knew everything. They were great fans. But if you just like go around to LA, no one gives a fuck. Whereas I feel like if you just go to DC and ask a random person, do they really care about the Nationals? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But that's how it feels.
They have this weird thing because the Nationals are new, and I mean, I think people care about the Orioles. So that DMV area has a bunch of different teams, and you will, I think, find like an Orioles Redskins fan or a Ravens like Capitals fan. So it's kind of hard to pin them down as a group in a way. All right, on to this tennis ball boy. For me, this is growing on my list of things I like to watch happen, and that's like ball boy failures, ball boy suffering. I don't know why. I find it very funny. Like, I always judge videos if I laugh out loud to myself, and I did on this one when they were when they were carrying them out when everybody had a limb. They were escorting them out. That's funny shit. And there's nothing worse. That ball boy, he does not want to be on the ground dehydrated. Like when you're not the show, then you've become the show because you're passed out with the clay all over your face. That's a bad feeling. So it's very funny. Very funny. KFC?
Yeah, last time we talked about tennis ball boys, you were saying how like bad shit happening to them is like a staple on the internet. This is really like the last one was a ball to the face. That didn't do it for me. A kid falling face down on the clay and looking there just wanting to die. That kid looking at everyone coming over to him literally just wanted to crawl underground and die in that moment. A+ stuff. And my favorite part was like you know what you're watching when you click on that video. But you have to pick him out along the back wall when he first falls, and then you got to go back and rewatch it again. It's just perfect. I loved it.
Big Cat?
I'm pretty sure they just threw him in the trash too. I think they just took him and just dumped him in the trash and like maybe like a compactor and just squished him because ball boys. There is no one with less rights in this world than ball boys. Like we don't have slavery anymore, but ball boys are pretty close. I don't think that they can. I assume they just live in like their little ball boy houses, and they all live together like bunk beds, and they get their gruel. They go out there, they catch their balls, and they got to go back. Like they don't get a say in their own life.
Like when that kid got carried off, one just appears through the wall.
Yes.
Like it's the next ball boy It's
Right.
just zoop, and it's like a nameless ball boy.
Right.
That kid's face when he was on the ground, he was
And
just,
Venus, you could tell that no one gives a fuck about ball boys when Venus Williams was clearly like, this is an annoyance in my life. Kid could be dead. She's like, get this fucking ball boy
Well,
off my court.
when you're on the court and you're playing, and this guy, all he has to do is stand there, and he
Yeah.
fucking is
Still,
face
it's like
down.
a kid. It's like a kid. He could be like, he could have had a heart attack. Could be having a seizure or something. And she's just like, ugh, like this fucking ball boy. Gross.
It was honestly like a Bugs Bunny cartoon, sort of when they were just scurrying, just scurrying around the outskirts. And I think you're right, Dan. I think they did 1, 2, 3, trash. And I was like,
Right.
it probably still had that same facial expression of like, I really wish I wasn't here right now. Katie Nolan. So Katie Nolan won a. Let's be honest, and I get misconstrued because I like Katie. I do not like the fact that she can't do anything with us, which she blames on Fox. Which I agree. I'm sure if Fox is like, yeah, you can do stuff, she'd do stuff. I still think she should go be above and be like, fuck you. What are you going to fire me? I'm doing stuff. I think I don't buy that excuse 99% of the time with Scott Van Pelt, Katie Nolan. Oh, I wish I could do it, but I can't. I do not buy that. But I like Katie Nolan, and I do believe Fox says no, and she just abides by it. Having said that, this Emmy she won, that's not a fucking Emmy. Like, people act like this is a real fucking award. Sports show, social experiment. If this was anybody else, I don't know why. The internet sucks her dick like nobody I've ever seen. That's not a real award. I don't know what you two were going to say, but I was like, all right, what did she actually win? What the?
What's it called? I didn't actually know what it was called.
It's called Best Sports Social Experiment Show.
You realize, like, when we get our TV show, this would be the category we'd be in, right?
Fine. I won't even show up to accept this thing, Kevin. I am not showing up to some fake Emmy, which is not the fact they call these things the Emmys.
Yeah,
is
that alone is weird.
disgusting.
Right.
Like, the Emmys is arguably the biggest thing you can award.
Because what
Emmy's an
happens?
Emmy. You guys are, I mean, I'm the hater here. You guys are haters. And
No,
Emmy,
but
it's
no,
not the most
Kevin.
prestigious. She's not winning Best Actress. She won an Emmy. That's
The-
fuck. That
no.
Kevin, if it wasn't
that
her,
was the same. That
if
statue's
it
the
wasn't
same.
her, we won't even know this fucking award show went on last night.
The Emmy market is flooded. There's too many Emmys. There's if you ever look at like your local broadcasters, they all have Emmys.
Yeah.
It's like the Joe Schmo who reads the 6 o'clock news has a fucking Emmy. So there are too many Emmys. I'm gonna side with Dave on that one.
I can totally understand that. I'm just saying, as people who do what we do on the internet and have like a fake busted show like this, to then transition to TV and win an award is a cool thing. And I think that people trying to diminish that, like really hate on that or ask for fucking thank yous and speeches are ridiculous.
That award can't be more than like 10 minutes old. Sports social show. Like, that,
I mean, it's a cool moment. If it happened to me, I'd be pumped. But I do think there are too many Emmys. I have a question for you guys. Who's more loved on the internet, Steph Curry or Katie Nolan? Because I think it's close.
Katie Nolan, I've never seen anything like it.
You know what I think the problem is, and I actually don't blame Katie for this because she doesn't really ask for this. I think like a lot of white knights like to publicly say how great Katie is and be like, "Congratulations, Katie," to show how progressive and cool they are. Do you know what I mean?
I don't. Yeah, I mean it's banana. She is literally the least famous, most sucked off person ever. Like, unless you're on Twitter, you probably don't know who she is. But why are you putting? I like Katie. I'm telling the truth right now.
You can't say these things in the same breath though. Like you
But
shit.
I'm being dead honest. I think she's talented. I think she's good. But it's bananas. Now the Chris Spags thing.
Wait, hold on. Tell us what you like. Brutally honest, what you think about this one.
I think he's right that I would in his shoes. I'd be like, oh, it'd been nice to get a shout out. I don't want Katie Nolan mentioned on our blog. I killed a Carabas blog. I'm sending a thing out. I've talked to you before, Dan, about it. And again, it's not Katie Nolan. Why are we promoting and building up a Fox show when Fox doesn't let their people associate with us. To me, that makes no sense. Hey, we're going to give you publicity, but just help all your shows. And I'm not just talking to her. It was the Binks girl, too, the other blonde girl who was dying to do something with us, and Fox said no to her, too. So I'm not going to talk about your shows and help get people to watch your shit if you don't let them associate with us. So I don't think we should mention her or anybody on any network that doesn't associate with us, period.
But
Now-
I love her. I love her.
But we also just did a 10-minute topic on the rundown.
I know this was, but I'm not saying go to watch Fox. So I thought Spags sort of had the point. I thought it was way too long. I thought it was laugh out loud funny how he insinuated at one point like I couldn't hire Katie Nolan from him. I think he said that in the blog. He's like Barstool tried. I could snap my fingers and taking Katie Nolan from him. I think everything Katie Nolan did with Spags stunk for the most part. That, unfortunately, is why we never hired her, because I watched her shit. I'm like, it's not that good. She's very good, I think, interacting and would be very good interacting with us, and I didn't put that together fast enough, and she was already on her way to Fox when I tried to swoop in. I guess Spags sort of has a point that if it's what he said, he gave her the job. I don't know how he found her. I would have liked to shout out, like, thank you. I mean, there's no...
Crazy. You're
Why?
sick. I mean, obviously, like I would never expect anything but that answer from you. But
Why?
Like
I didn't listen to the speech. She thanked other people.
Insatiable. She's thanked like one person, I think. To think that she was going to thank Chris Spags for this is fucking crazy. And I would hope he wrote that kind of tongue in cheek. But I mean, I was like, a few words.
that wasn't tongue in cheek.
Of them.
I don't think that was tongue in cheek.
Your insatiable need to be given credit is nuts. Like, you have your own success, Dave. Why the fuck do you care so much? If you have your own success, you don't care about getting credit for someone else's. Period.
That's a fact.
No, that's wrong.
No, it's not.
Because
Dave, your insecurity comes through every time. Jenna Marbles happened, like 7 years ago? She's even thanked you, but you still get upset about it. It's insecure.
And you've already, like, you're successful, Dave. You've already kind of made it.
You're
like,
a millionaire.
It's not like you're still toiling around in Boston and she's killing it. You guys are, relatively in the same stratosphere now. She still kills it. But why are you still so fixated on it?
Right.
That's just my personality.
I know. Well, we're telling you.
It has nothing to do with success levels or anything like that. That's just, I don't care what it was. I get mad when I read a magazine, and this is different than the speech thing. I don't know, speeches, I've heard her give speeches, I don't get as mad. I get mad when I open People magazine and it says Jenna Marbles started by making videos out of her own house when she was a full-time employee. That makes me mad. If that makes me insecure, then I guess I'm insecure. You know what? You guys just, I guess, want a leader who just lollygags it and is happy with his lot in life and can just, I'm not that person. I'm always trying to fight, scratch, claw.
You're the best leader.
Best boss. Hashtag best boss.
I mean, I don't think it's crazy. I wouldn't have written that blog. I was surprised to see that blog.
Even if you personally feel that way, putting your thoughts out there, like 15,000 words on that is like, wow. I can't believe you thought that was a good idea.
It's just tough asking for, like, saying I feel like I should. Anyone who stands up and says I feel like I should be getting credit for something else someone else did, it just, for me, it feels weird. I don't know. I mean, that's where you basically live your whole life like that, Dave. You own our brain and you want credit for everything we do. So maybe that's why it's weird, because I hate that aspect of you, that, like, you actually think you've, like, made everything we've done. But yeah, I think it feels weird when people stand up and ask for that.
I don't think it's at all weird that I get mad about marbles.
I
think at this point it's insecure because she's done it.
Like a grace period too. There was a time where that should have
definitely
been
not insecure.
The inability to tip your cap to someone else and say, like, you did a good job,
right?
That's insecurity at its core. That's being insecure.
And Dave, I'm not saying right when it happened, I totally agree with you being upset, and there was obviously some warranted anger, but she, like, publicly thanked you, and then you still hold on to it.
I mean, 1 out of a million. She did it just to get me off her back.
Like, it's nothing's
so you actually you said all I ever wanted was a thank you, and really what you want is a million thank yous.
Yeah.
Well,
you want to be like, Dave Portnoy made my life. Like, if Kevin and I ever went anywhere else and we didn't thank you with every other word out of our mouth,
I know you two would be doing it to spite me. There's a difference.
True. I would absolutely be like, oh, I was on this website for sure not, and now all of a sudden I'm on TV, and that was it. Nothing.
But I'd actually be okay with that because I know what you'd be doing. Whereas the marbles thing, no, I don't know. There was a definite agenda by her to change the history of her final days.
Initially, I agree, but I'm saying
so that bothered me greatly.
After
she made me look like an asshole. She wrote.
Right.
She not only didn't thank me, she left saying we did nothing for her.
After a few years, you'd think like whatever.
No. I've said that a million times, Dan.
Oh, I know.
No, my grudges hold no boundaries.
You know who that is? That's the man child in you.
Yes, I will grudge hard.
Both ways, it's perfect. That actually fits both definitions.
I will grudge hard, long, and forever. So maybe me and Marbles can.
Jenna Marbles ate your Dunkaroos at like
let
middle
me tell you
school
this.
cafeteria.
There's a legitimate argument to me Jenna Marbles did me dirty. There is no argument to me that Katie Nolan did Spags dirty. So that's a big difference. I wonder how Katie reacts to that. She must have seen it, right?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. We should get her on one of our shows.
If she was allowed to come on. Again, I like Katie.
Rats.
People are going to say I don't. I do. Think she was a little mean to Nate. Commercial.
It's like, I like Katie, and then but. And then
there's a but like, after every single
on
time.
And on and on and on.
It doesn't bother you guys?
Here's the thing. I just don't expect someone to go like rock the boat at their place of employment to be able to talk to you. That's just not worth it. The juice is not worth the squeeze there.
What are you asking? What bothers us?
That she can't do anything with us?
Oh.
That's annoying, but I'm saying the fact that you expect her to be like, no, I must go on a Barstool show. It's like, what does that really do for her?
For me, it's like she plays this character. She's so common man, and she takes every thought that Dan has and turns it into her own spiel and all that shit. And then it's like
her producers, by the way. I got to figure out who her producers are.
But then like the real nuts and grassroots, it's like she can't associate with.
It's true. I mean, if she wants to be really common man, she's got to come talk to Dave Portnoy because he's so salt of the earth these days.
Kevin, sometimes I honestly wonder, whose side are you on?
Definitely not yours. I don't know what you're wondering.
We don't know ourselves, Dave.
Yeah.
Part of me wants us to fail just to watch you crash and burn.
It's a toss-up. Like, do you want to be successful or do you want to?
Could you imagine if Dave like went through like what Schilling went through, and Dave's estate was on sale, and people could buy his clothes and like roll around in them? It would be the greatest moment in my life.
Please, I could be broke and spending my last dollars on all of Dave's shit doing what he did.
I think I'd kill myself. That
would be so delicious.
Here's a question: do you think I've treated anybody unfairly?
In what way?
Unfairly. I feel like all right, Katie Nolan may go, and this is just an example, or somebody of that be like, oh, he's an asshole. He's fucking, I thought he was nice. He's not. I'm the same person I've always been. But like everything I've said about her, I feel like is totally fair, in bounds.
Yeah, I guess it's weird. I don't think you've done any unfair things. I think people see you as petty and like could possibly be vindictive. Like you're a wild card in that respect.
I'm really not.
You hold grudges forever.
Well, don't get on my bad side. It's very easy not to get on my bad side. Stay loyal, and you'll never be on my bad side ever.
Well, that's the problem. Therein lies the problem. Is your definition of loyal. So, like in this case, Katie Nolan is not being loyal to you, which I don't even know she owes you in the first place. And you're expecting her to go to her like Fox bosses and be like, I'm making demands to go on this podcast.
Kevin, anybody can do anything they want. Anybody who says that otherwise is talent is a liar.
Right. So
he's a liar.
You think, though, that by her not really caring enough to do that it somehow is like a slight against you. And it's just like, not everyone likes you as much as you think they do, Dave.
And Dave, you don't play the game.
Take that, by the way, I don't take it as a slight against me. I take it as a slight against Barstool.
But Dave, you don't play the game. And you love not playing the game. You love being a pirate ship. You revel in not being like in that media. I have to shake hands and be fake nice. When you don't get people to come on your show and people are like, no, I'm not going to do something with Barstool. That's kind of the bed you made. And I'm fine with it because I think there is an aspect to us that we need to be real like that. but I also am not going to complain
All right.
when people can't do shows with us.
But don't play real and not be real. That's kind of my thing. Like don't play real and not be real. Let that marinate in your brain for a little bit.
I mean, you're basically saying like every adult realizes someday that they sometimes have to like wash their like their boss's balls. You know what I mean? Like you have to go and say thank you and like, oh, you're great, and be nice and smile to Fox every now and then. It's
I'll
really
do
just
all
being
that.
an adult. You
I'll
just
do
don't wanna
all
be an
that,
adult.
but
You
I would
don't
also
do that. You ate that.
Okay,
But
here's an
I
example.
do it. Dan,
Dave,
I had breakfast this morning with a guy worth. I told you about his show. He's worth
Dude, what does that
2.1.
have to do with any of this?
It's because I'm playing nice.
No, you're playing nice because your boss is telling you to play nice now. You
That's
would
what
never
we
have
just
taken
said.
that breakfast
That's what we
if
just
your
said.
boss didn't tell you what to do.
But we
you
just
you
said that-
just now are doing that. You just now are doing that for the first time in your life. This is the first time in your life this year where you have a boss and you're actually doing things that people are telling you to do. You haven't done anything anyone's told you to do in the last decade.
But here's what I'm saying. If I did something with somebody associated with a show, associated with whatever, and had a long record of that, and then did something else, and they're like, "Oh, you can't associate with that," I'd be like, "Yes, I am," because I've done it my whole life,
But that's
and I'm not going
part
to.
right.
What?
But that's part. Katie has a Peter Chernin boss who's basically like,
I'm
you
saying
can't do
if
that.
I don't. Katie can go in and say, "Yes, I am," because here's
You're
why.
All right, so
speaking.
wait, Dave, when you decide that we can no longer talk about Katie Nolan, I'm going to talk about Katie Nolan because I like her. We're friends, so I don't care what you say. I'm
Dave,
just talking about her.
You're
It's for Barstool, Kevin. It's not me personally.
You're speaking like a guy who hasn't had a boss in a decade. That's the fact. Everyone else who's listening to this, who's sitting at home right now, has a boss that they probably don't like very much. And when they tell them they have to do something, they fucking do it. That's the deal of being an adult. You,
Or a
No,
man
which-
child.
which
Not-
grew
not in this
grew a great
case.
company,
I-
and you've admitted you did it because you didn't want to have a boss. And when
Listen.
you don't have a boss for 10 years,
Listen.
you lose a little aspect of how the real world works.
I don't like Clay Travis. What did Clay Travis say when he showed up on the bus? He goes, "Anybody can do anything they want at Fox. I just do it." You know who called me? What's his face? The Jason Whitlock. When I told him, call me on the phone. When I told him we couldn't get Binks, he's like, "Really?" He's like, "That's just people here do what they want to do. They find a way to do it. If I want
Jason Whitlock is on his like 7th job.
Jason Whitlock isn't he? Jason
I mean,
Whitlock's getting
he's
his
like
own thing.
cancer every place he goes. So yeah, you can do whatever you want, but sometimes your boss is gonna be like, "Hey, dickhead, stop doing whatever you want, or you're fired."
Yep. I do not agree that again, it's a larger point. Maybe we just have different upbringings. That's fine.
No, you just don't have any idea how the real world works anymore.
I have a tremendous understanding of how the real world works. I'm surprised you guys don't get as upset. Like we're getting used. When we talk about Katie, we're getting used. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
You don't
I
see that at all?
I just don't care. I think that's not the end of the world, and you're like you have your little insecure freak
I
out.
care.
I don't fucking
It's
care.
not insecure, Kevin. It's we're building up social shows, competitive shows, while we.
That's what I mean. You're threatened. I'm not threatened by Katie Nolan.
Is
and Fox Sports.
threatened the right word, or am I like trying to build us up and not let people take advantage of us while we stay down? There's a
think
huge
threatened is the right
difference.
word.
I'm looking at much bigger picture things. I'm not just being a wise ass. That's how I view it.
I care. I just know life sucks sometimes, and not everything works your way. And the only thing you can do is just work on yourself and whatever you're doing. That's my answer.
Very, very poetic, Dan. Real.
Motivational speaker.
Sorry that's what it is. That's the truth.
Justin Bieber. Did you see his last Instagram post that he said no more pictures? He's people are treating him like a zoo animal, like a barnyard animal. And that, what are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at the Bieber like he's, of course he's being treated like a zoo animal. He's a fucking megastar.
He's also parading around the streets of Boston, like
No
just
shoes
walking
on.
around the street. I'm gonna go to the park. I'm gonna go down the block. Of course, you get pictures taken of you. You're Justin fucking Bieber.
It doesn't look like I'm gonna make it to Bieber. I would have gone, but my boy has gone dark. Menzo.
Oh, so
So-
that's what we want to hear because the rundown got cut off yesterday. So what happened with Johnny Manziel last week and what's going on now?
I am gonna FaceTime him right now and see if
Okay.
he'll pick up.
Okay, perfect.
I doubt he will. So
You're pulling the pardon my take. Did you see we had Cooley on today on a ambush interview?
No.
We interviewed a guy and we asked him to call his most famous person. He called Chris Cooley, and then we interviewed Chris Cooley on the phone on Skype.
Did he know what it was?
Yeah, I mean loosely.
He used to be involved in the social world.
Yeah, he's got a radio show, I think, in DC.
He has an Emmy, I think.
How do you
He probably has a
FaceTime?
few Emmys.
How do you FaceTime people?
Just call
FaceTime.
him. Just call him and put it on speaker.
How do you put him on speaker on FaceTime? Can you?
No, it is on speaker on FaceTime. It's FaceTime. Get your face right, Dave. You got your hair. Fix it. Your hair.
Fix what?
Your
Fix
hair.
what? Haha.
This is awkward. This is. I'm cringing right now.
It's like effort.
Oh my god. Oh.
Call him back with no FaceTime. He probably doesn't have Wi-Fi. Just call him on speaker.
Oh my god. I'm dying of the
It
embarrassment.
won't be weird at all that you've just called him twice in the last 90
Well, I
seconds.
couldn't leave a message the other way.
Oh my god, I'm cringing.
It's amazing.
I wonder if he's got a message.
Janowski is just so desperate.
Oh god, I can't take this. This is the most embarrassing thing.
Dun, dun, dun. What up, guys?
Oh!
What's
Oh!
going on? I thought we were going to Bieber tonight.
What the fuck is night?
Bieber. Yeah, no, it's Wednesday.
In front of the mic, Dave. Hold it in front of the mic.
Fucked up I've been. My family's out in Beverly Hills for a couple days. You know what y'all need to do is you need to come out here.
I'm going to put you, I have Dan and Kevin on the phone right now who think you just fucking give me the runaround 24/7.
Let me give them the reach around and update real quick, and then have a bunch of my parents. I'll give you a call tonight, and let's set something up. I don't want you to think that I'm just doing dumb shit. Like, I'm on the site every day. Some of my favorite things in the world. Like, I want to get together, so we got to make it happen. But let me set this up real quick.
All right, so no Bieber then?
I can't make it tonight.
All right.
My parents just flew out, so I was going to come on Monday. They come out Tuesday morning, like I told you.
He just hung up on you.
He didn't hang up on me. The conversation
Yes,
was
he
over.
did. Dave, that was a hang up. You
It
called
sounded
him.
like- It sounded like there was a party going on.
Oh, no shit. Johnny Football. That was so sad. Maybe, thankfully, you'll be able to watch this rundown back and see what that looked like.
I heard him say very clearly he loves the site.
I feel like you would have gone like to the arena tonight and waited for him outside. He's not even in the state. I mean,
I knew he wasn't coming.
Johnny has you in the palm of his hand. It is disgusting. It's like, oh yeah, Prez, I couldn't make the Bieber concert. You should come out to LA. I love the site. And then that just got you your little fill. And you're gonna be like, me and Johnny are boys for the next week. Then you're gonna call him and you're gonna go to LA and he's gonna be in Texas. Like, Johnny, where are you? Oh, you should come to Texas. I read the site every day, Dave. You're the funniest.
I knew he wasn't going to Bieber.
He hung up on you. You got hung up on by Johnny Manziel.
All right, he picked up.
Yeah, because he probably was like, this guy's going to fucking call me for the next 3 hours if I don't pick.
All right. It sounded like he was having fun, so whatever.
Good. At least he sounds like he's in a good spot.
He did sound like he was going to spy. Once ago, his parents just left. He invited us to go. Why are you guys being so mean? He was very cordial. He asked us if we wanted to come out to LA and hang out. He loves the site. He's on the site every day. And then all you two do is rip him. It's crazy. It's fucking nuts. And you guys ripping everybody. Maybe Feidelberg is better hosting this show so everyone can get fucking along.
Like, Dave, he still is facing the alleged incident, right?
Alleged, Dan.
I know. We should maybe just like cool down and see how that shakes out.
Okay. Darren Ravel versus
the longest rundown ever.
all right, then let's end it. The Ravel subject honestly wasn't that good anyways.
No,
so,
I wasn't.
all right, so that's the rundown. Do we have anything in the post show?
I think that was the first ever rundown that was entirely post show.
There was no actual show.
That was just the boat
Honestly,
show.
the Beyond Tennis Boy is a slow subject today. We said that in the pre-show. I'm curious to hear if Katie reached out to Spags. That was
Yeah. I think she'll do something with us again. I also don't think last time she did something, she obviously didn't come across very well.
right.
So, and that's her own fault. She admitted it. But
But she's come across great when she's been on the rundown.
yeah, but she probably is like, fuck, I don't want to go back with these guys. Like, I look like I don't know.
No, but that's what she's great at. That's where I missed. She's very good. She just got too mean with Nate. She's a third chair.
Theme, too. That's a theme. If you bully Nate, it's like
Well, she was
still
over the top.
stay.
People, I bully Nate, but I do it in that.
well, you're his
positive
boss.
way.
That's what we
You
learned.
do it in a very mean way.
You're his
So
boss.
if she was that third chair, show kills.
Kills.
Murders.
Kills on UTA
Would probably have an
what's
Emmy.
UTC, UTA.
UTA.
Probably have an Emmy.
UTA's got us. Yeah, we have got Emmys. UTA's got us signed somewhere.
I'll tell you, I'm going to end the show with this. The proudest I am right now of anybody at this company is Hank. I think Hank is really turning into a real person right before our eyes. I'm so impressed with what you're doing, Hank, with PMT. I thought your edits on yesterday's rundown, you're just growing. It's you were so young when I had you, and it's really I think Hank has a chance to be a real like functioning human
Hank,
at a high level.
When you win an Emmy, you have to thank Dave. Don't you ever think about not mentioning Dave. Remember that.
Do you think Hank has been exceptional for a while, and you kind of have been blind to it? Do you think it has anything to do with the fact that he's being involved in Pardon My Take, and we treat him like a third member and a human instead of just belittling him all the time?
No,
Okay.
that's
good. That's good
I
answer.
honestly don't.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
he has defined responsibilities, which helps. What do you think it
Oh,
is?
yeah,
Hank?
wait. So
yeah.
how I defined his responsibilities. So you're saying I'm a good boss?
No, it was Dave. Dave made Hank the man he is today.
The
Dave,
producer. You took him as a producer. That's great.
funny, and the reason Hank is funny and capable and like skilled is because of Dave Portnoy. You didn't know.
You guys
It was
should
a group
listen.
effort. It's all you guys.
Hank
guys
has
are
been
the
killing it.
best.
Hank has been killing it. He's
You guys
absolutely
should listen to Trent and Caleb's podcast. It was an enlightening.
What happened?
It's just an enlightening look, really, into how important I am.
Well, oh yeah, what did
Yeah.
they say?
Let me go listen to that.
Yeah. What did they say?
It was just, that I am the guy behind the guy. It was wonderful to hear. It was wonderful to hear how the employees view me.
I
Outside.
need to know how they view you.
I told you, they view me as like this inspirational kind of go-get leader that they just want to please and are so thankful for the opportunity and thrilled to be part of this. And they wake up being like, how can we make New York awesome? I'm so glad Dave did this, and just glad Dave's part of this life,
This is draining my soul. This one. Hang up. This is just as bad as it gets.
Oh
Do you think you...
no! Don't
I feel
say
like-
it. Say it.
I feel like you guys are hard on me.
I mean, you're not easy to deal with. People don't know the other side of Dave. It's not easy sometimes to deal with.
The other side of Dave.
Yeah, it's not easy. You're not a great boss. So
They don't know the other side of Dave, the awesome Dave. All they see is this Dave.
there's El Prez. There's like fun Dave when you've won some money. Love that Dave. Great guy. Then there's boss Dave, who just doesn't respond to emails, who doesn't, who never ever says like this is a good idea or that's it's not collaborative. It's just very much Dave and then everyone else.
That couldn't be more. That's disgusting slanderism.